So anyway, you guys know how we're talking about, enjoying the community. We're talking about like making sure that we're all happy, maximizing happiness. And what's something that makes you happy, chat? If we could just talk for a second, what do you think? What is something that makes you happy? You could say, your loved ones, but probably I think the number one thing in your life, right, for most people is just like people that you consider your friends, right? Your volunteer work, stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. Sure, butts are good, but friends, really, it's friends, right? And whether they're internet people, which are still friends, especially in 2021, there's this misconception that you can't have really good friends and that you only know over the internet. This is untrue. I talk to people that I've only ever known on the internet or only met a handful of times. I talk to a lot of these people every single day. A lot of my best friends are online because of the nature of how our interactions work nowadays, right? And we may see each other's faces constantly and talk in real time every single day or most days. And still, they're some of my best friends in the world, but you're not just physically near them. So friends, right? I say friends, loved ones, maybe your significant other, your dog /animal, your cat, whatever you got going on. But yeah, friends, right? I think a cornerstone of a healthy and happy life is just having friends, whether it's one friend or 20 friends or 100 friends. It doesn't matter. Really, the social interaction is a crux of the human experience. With all that said, I will introduce you to a video named, and I'm not kidding, Friends Are a Waste of Time, by a man who looks like Tyler 1 after a divorce. And if you don't get that reference, well, you're not very online, that's for sure. But you also should look at Tyler 1. Because, oh my goodness. Ew, what? So, wait, here's a picture of Tyler 1. The streamer Tyler 1. It's just Tyler 1 after a divorce. And you can't tell me otherwise, okay? You literally won't be able to. Come on. Same dude. This guy got a divorce. That's it. Only difference. Yeah, so this is Elliott Hulse, and he says friends are fucking pointless. I guess we'll find out. Are friends pointless? This guy's a waste of time. I guess we'll see.
What would be the value of having friends, right?
If
you don't see the value in it, there's no value in going out and getting drunk or going to the ball game or watching football and cheering for the team with a bunch of guys, then don't do it. Yeah.
That's incredible. I don't see the value in friendship. That doesn't speak on other people. That speaks on you. This is up there with what's that guy's name? Matt Walsh, who's like, dreaming is for pussies. Dreaming is for effeminate men. He literally said that dreams are like gay. If you have dreams, you're gay. You're a little effete baby. This is the same energy as that. That's a weird take. Look at this little fin I got. Look at that right there. I need a haircut, huh? Anyway, make that go back down. Shh.
Yo, Elliott.
Okay, is this gonna be loud again? He's a strong guy. Yeah, he lifts heavies. Gotta like lift.
Elliott.
Okay.
Long-time follower and appreciate all the value you've been providing in my life. My question is probably an easy one. I don't have many friends and don't see the need to foster many relationships. I have my wife, my daughter, and my dog. I visit family members about once a week, and this fills all my social needs. I usually prefer just to stay home, take care of my house, and work on my craft. Do you view this as a weakness?
Work on my craft. What's your craft, bro? What's your craft? If you got a dude in your life that says, yeah, bro, like you call him up, okay? You call one of the boys up, right? And you go, hey, dude, Do you want to go to like a Tigers game later or whatever your baseball team is? Minor league team doesn't matter. You want to go to a baseball game sometime this week? Be fun. Hang out with the boys. Get some hot dogs. Drink some beers. Bring the ladies if we want. Bring your boyfriend if you want. Maybe your friend's gay. Who knows? You know what? Bring both your girlfriends. Bring your boyfriend and your girlfriend. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. And then he goes, "Nah, that ain't me. I'm gonna stay home and work on my craft." All right, you disassociate with that individual immediately. That guy not only is he not one of the boys, he's a fucking psychopath. He's probably a serial killer. The craft is probably like John Wayne Gacy shit. He dresses up like a clown and hides boys in the walls of his basement. Like, this is cut it out. His craft is not what we need to be engaging with. Not a thing. I don't know.
Should I be more fostering of relationships? Thanks again for your help and hope to be on the call. So,
all right, before he gives his bad advice, I'm going to give you the good advice, okay? If you sent that to me, if I was doing an Ask Jake, which happens from time to time, we do a little AMA action here. If you were going to ask me, "Hey, Jake, or yo, Jake in this case, yo, Jake, I don't find the need to really seek out relationships insofar as friendships are concerned. I have my wife, I have my daughter, I have my dog, and I hang out with family once a week, and that satisfies my social needs. I sit at home and I hone my swords or craft or whatever you say. Here's my advice to you, okay? First off, sounds like your family is your fucking friends. You can be friends with family. That's okay. Doesn't sound like you don't need family. Sounds like you have family and you meet with them regularly. Sounds a little bit like friends. Your wife can be your friend. Your daughter can be your friend. Your dog can be your friend. These are things that are friends. These don't mean not friends. It might be that maybe you're catty. Maybe you're a little catty and you don't like other dudes. That's okay. That's fine. You don't have to be extroverted or go seek out anything if you don't want to. On the flip side of that, you better not goddamn bitch that you're lonely. Look, there's some people that have like social phobias and stuff that get to, right? If you're like, "Oh, I get anxiety when I go out, but it makes me lonely." These are things that cascade. That's fine. That's valid. That's reasonable. These are things that happen to people. You get a little clammed up. I never do, but I know a lot of people that get clammed up in social situations. Maybe it's too much stimulus for them if they're in a big crowd, whatever. These are things. You go, "Oh, I'm lonely." But if you just go, "I don't fucking like people, but I'm also lonely." Like, if you just pretend to be like a fucking malcontent, you're a weird person. You're a weird person. And you need to fucking go get some therapy, because you're just really what it is. When someone says something like, "I don't need fucking friends," do you know what it really is? Genuinely, you're fake. You're fake. You're being fake. You don't fucking believe that. You don't believe that you're a lone wolf, a one-man wolf pack. You're being fake. You're trying to be tough. You're being like, "I don't need anybody. I don't fucking need anybody." Dude, if you went to therapy and opened up for a second, you would crack like a thin pane of glass on the like a stunt glass. You would just go and shatter in a million pieces. Come on, dude. You need therapy. You're lying in one way or another. Whether that's because you have experienced something awful in your past and you're protecting yourself, right? You're lying. We are social. We are like literally social creatures, right? We're literally social creatures. So if you have like anxiety going out and you're just saying, "I don't need friends," but really what it is I get anxiety and it's hard to make friends because of that, and therefore I am coping with not having friends or social interactions. Like, that's a totally different thing, right? Usually people are being fucking fake. They're being fake, and they're pretending they're misanthropes when they don't know the fucking meaning of the word. They're pretending that they're fucking like nihilists when they also don't know the meaning of that. Like, come on. If you think to yourself genuinely, I don't need friends, I gotta be honest with you. It's a cope. It's probably a cope. Now, understanding that cope is important. And that's the healthy thing. This is the healthy part. It's not bad to have a cope, but it's a cope. Oh, I have an experience with trauma. We need to address that. We need to go to therapy and fix this. It's not a healthy way to live. You can't just be fucking out here alone, right? Now, you can be introverted and not like, maybe you need time to be alone. And believe me, I'm very social. Sarah's incredibly social. We're always talking to somebody, really. But sometimes we just need a cozy little space to make our own, to be alone with our thoughts, or maybe we're vibing, listening to music and being creative and doing our own thing. Everybody needs that from time to time. Introverts need it a little bit more, and that's okay, and that's valid. And thank you, very, very polite vampire, for hanging out. Very polite vampire would, in fact, be invited in, which is the scary part of being a polite vampire. But I'm just saying, if you tell people that you don't need anybody, you're coping. See that right there, Vacheron. This is like you did a little lulls at the end. I need friends, but I don't want to be a burden on anyone, so I just distance myself. But you see what that is right there? That's a cope, and that's okay because you understand that you're coping. I feel like a burden. I don't want to make anyone else feel burdened. This is an insecurity I have. It's something you got to work on, and it's something I hope you work on, and it's something that you get over time. Yeah. Yeah. My wife is my friend? Absolutely. Yeah, it takes time. As long as we're understanding that. Now, that's the helpful way to talk to somebody about that. Let's see what this guy's talking about. Do you think this is going to be helpful? Because I sure fucking don't. I have very, very low expectations, let's say. I do like this rad, I tore bear skin off and wear a bear skin piece of art, though. Pretty rad, dude. And there's plenty of people, by the way, if you are saying to yourself, oh shit, am I coping? Do I actually need friends? Our community is fantastic here, and you should go get friends in this community. And these are friends, again, you can poke every once in a while and be like, hey, I like friends. And then someone's like, I like friends too. And then you're like, whoa, we're friends. And you can chill. And sometimes you might only have the bandwidth for like one or two really good friends, and that's okay. But I literally can't tell. I don't think there's anybody that is ever going to be good solitary, ever. Just from a literally like the way we're created, the way that we're created is insofar as like our genetics and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just we have a biological imperative to seek out social interaction. Now, of course, our brains are wonky and weird, so we get different stimulus from that. But yeah, feel called out for being anxious hermit. No, a lot of you are anxious hermits, and you need to not be. But it's okay if you are. You need to not be. Because here's the thing. Here's a secret for people who are anxious about like contacting people, being the catalyst in the relationship. Here's the secret. Okay? People want to hear from you. They want to hear from you. Like if you just popped up and said, hey, are you doing anything? You want to play games or something at some point? They would like to hear from you, especially if you have any rapport whatsoever. Now, if you randomly DM me, I'm going to be like, no, probably not. But if we have rapport, I might, we talk every once in a while, I might. If you talk to somebody else, they might. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have like these little moments, right? And just understand, like just shoot your shot. And the more you shoot your shot, and I don't mean sexually, although this can't apply. Obviously, a lot of people clam up when it comes to that kind of thing as well, because the I don't need friends modus or mode of thinking is very similar to the oh, I just can never get a girlfriend stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's usually guys or people that want girlfriends, but it's usually guys, insecure straight guys. Although the gays have their gay panic. The bis have the chaotic bi energy. I get it. I'm just saying. Don't have that anxiety. Shoot your shot every once in a while. You know what I mean? What's the literal worst thing that could happen? If you say, "Hey, do you wanna hang out and play games?" No, I do not. Then you go, okay, well, I wasn't going to do that in the first place if I never asked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's okay. They call me a fucking weirdo. So if I called you a weirdo right now, Wildest Hydra, if I go, you're a fucking weirdo, will that devastate you? I feel like it probably wouldn't devastate you. Hey, Jake, do you want to play, I don't know, Warzone? And I'd be like, no, I'm not really into shooters. You fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? It might be like, why was he mean? But I don't feel like you'd be like crushed. I feel like you'd be like, wow, Jake's a dick. What the shit? You know what I mean? Like, it reflects on them, not on you. Anyway, you're probably someone that someone wants to hang out with. I'm just saying that out loud. And furthermore, someone probably wants to suck on your titties, whether you got titties or not, okay? Someone wants to play around in that butt, all right? Someone wants to lick the inside of your mouth hole, all right? They want to lick your teeth. Somebody fucking wants to out there. All right? And also play Xbox sometimes.
This reminds me of one of Dan Kennedy's sayings. You guys know I love Dan Kennedy.
I don't know who Dan Kennedy is. He probably sucks.
Quite a bit in terms of marketing.
But not titties.
Business, but also in life. One of the things he would say is, what is the value in it? He said, before you do anything, before you get engaged in anything, before you plan on doing something, you have to ask yourself, what is the value in this? And as a businessman, and he was a staunch businessman, when he said what is value in it, to him it was always bottom line. He's like, okay, how's this going to pad my wallet? Right? It was always that for him.
That sounds pretty fucking lame.
But you can also have various values. There's different values. You don't all have to be money. When you ask yourself, okay, what would be the value of having friends, right? If you don't...
Mental health is the answer. Some may, but most of those people don't know I'm trans, and therefore them being attracted to the cleavage is no for me. Not about the cleavage. I said whether or not you got titties or not. Right? Maybe they want to. Maybe. I'm assuming that means you want top surgery. After that, what if they still want to suck your titties? What about then? You know what I'm saying? Even if they're not titties, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, all titties are titties, but some titties are titties with D's. Titties instead of titties. So you have titties. Some people have titties. Either way, no matter how it's spelled. Okay? Just saying, somebody wants to. I'm not saying you gotta want them to. I'm just saying somebody does. Okay? In any way that they manifest. Yeah. Sex positive Jake. Oh, sex magnet Jake.
See the value in it. If there's no
Positive
value in going out and getting drunk or going to the ball game or watching football and cheering for the team with a bunch of guys, then don't do it and have no judgment about it because there's no value in it for you. And I'm not saying that there's no value in friends. I'm saying there's no value in it for you. Everybody is tuned into their favorite radio station, WWIFM. What's in it for me? WIIFM, that's it. What's in it for me, right? Even relationships. Bro, don't let the people fool you into believing that there's some virtue in being selfless in this way.
Okay, but selflessness is the what's in it for me, right? Old enough to know better now. Thanks you for gifting one to Evan's Ghosts. Very nice of you. And this is why America will fail? Maybe. I don't think a lot of people agree with this.
Nobody's truly selfless. Everybody is self-serving. And if it doesn't serve you, then why? Why? Right? There really is nothing for you to do. And I don't.
So I say the same thing, but it's totally different here, right? Because I don't think selfishness is a bad thing in the way that we often describe it socially. Because selfishly, we don't do things that make us feel bad unless the thing that makes us feel bad leads to a thing that would make us otherwise, like, feel better. You know what I mean? Like Like when I say selfishness, I say something to the effect of like, there's not really like altruism isn't really a thing because of the way our brains process it. For instance, laying down your life for your child or something. It's not selfish, right? It's not selfish in the colloquial sense. I just mean like it is specifically the brain process goes, I value my life, I value my child's life more. So therefore, the most positive outcome for me in my perspective is to jump in front of the bullet and save my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is always an internal monologue of kind of the idea of what's in it for me, but not in this cynical way, right? Even though, and it can be, obviously it can be, but I mean, like, in the least cynical way possible, your altruism is still for you in ways. Like for me, like it's not altruistic of me to say that I want to make a food security in my community, better. I want to make sure that people in my community can eat, right? And it would come at a price. I would have to do some labor that I'm not doing now. I would have to do some organizing and be busier. My life would be busier. And these are negatives in my life, but the overall outcome is that people in my neighborhood and my community in general, my city, are more taken care of, and that for me is better. So it's when people say altruism, they tend to imply no benefit or little benefit for the person that's doing the thing. But I mean, like, it's not, right? And I think we need to understand that in a way. In the way the reason I think it's important for this is specifically so that we start to value happiness in a new way. Because we value happiness now as like how much money you have, and like it's a lot of capital pursuit, and it's sort of like within a certain structure of like how we decide like what a person's life ought to look like in an ideal way in America, which is like middle class, picket fence, 2 kids, heterosexual couple, right? Roughly, dog, cat. That's like the American dream or something, like dream big, bro. But really what we should do is contextualize happiness. Don't worry about altruism. Like, people aren't trying to like score points really. And even if they are trying to score social points, I mean, that's what the motivation is. And is it a bad thing if they do a good thing? No. The way we should contextualize this is in a way to make sure that we are maximizing happiness for us, right? So if someone doesn't want to perform labor, and they want to, and that's the way they want to live, and that makes them the most happy, genuinely, is just not performing labor and living, someone who doesn't perform labor is obviously in most systems going to have, at least fewer amenities or benefits than someone who does provide labor, right? Because it's something that we incentivize through whatever means, be it, you can incentivize it through a fucking coconut or a banana to money, right? It just go, to a service, to a favor, I don't know. But if you're not involved in the market in that way, or specifically the labor market, but you're still happy, this is something we should value. We shouldn't be calling these people lazy. We shouldn't, and this is more of a fetishization of work concept that we talk about. But it goes along with a lot of other stuff, like just the freedom to live the way you want to live. And this extrapolates further into, your sexuality, your gender, the way your family is organized, the, whatever peculiarity to your life you think you can apply that other people go like, I don't know if that's going to make you happy. And you go, yeah, it fucking does. I love being paddled on my ass at noon every day by my daddy Dom while I wear a dog collar. Like, if that's what you want to do, I don't care, right? That's how you want to live. I want you to live that way. And this is it's relative to each person, but it's also all encompassing if we apply very simple metrics on happiness to how we live, right? Yeah. So, feeling real called out right now? Well, maybe you should. I don't know. Just want to chill and take pictures of my pretty mountains, man. Exactly. And if that's what you want to do, that's what I want you to. That's how I want you to live. Some people are very happy at work. Now, it depends on the work, but I'm very happy when I am applying myself to something. And a lot of people are like that. A lot of people like to have projects they're working on. And for me, again, like food security for my community is something that I would take passionately, and it would mean physical labor that I don't want to do. I might come home and my ankle might hurt. If you don't know, I have really fucked up ankles from playing sports and genetics. But like, I feel like that would be worth it in the long run to make sure that people in my community have food, right? So it's just something like that. Like, it's these cost benefit things. Yeah. It's selfish to do altruism because brain chemicals. So I should do altruisms. Stupid conversation I had with someone for that's a little bit simplified and a little silly, but yeah. Basically, the idea is selfishness in a non-colloquial sense. Like, altruism is inherently a selfish event, but that's a good thing, and it shouldn't be. We shouldn't, because you are always deciding, whether consciously or otherwise, what you think is your most ideal outcome, which is inherently self-serving, right? Even if it's not like it doesn't perpetuate your existence or doesn't perpetuate your immediate happiness, it perpetuates your some ideal. So it's the altruism. Anyway, yeah, I think it's yeah, sometimes to feel good you have to feel bad for a sec. Yeah, a lot of times, yeah. And I think that's awesome. Yeah. And so yeah, holding to an ethos. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think all these things are true. Anyway,
I don't perceive it as a weakness at all. In fact, I think my dad is a very strong man, and my dad does not like people. He has no friends. He even I think he traumatized me as a kid because he would tell me the same thing. He said, "Don't have no friends. You have no friends. You only have acquaintances." He used to say that because my dad has this thing about loyalty, and he's like, most people are fake. Most people are just going to do you wrong. Most people just want you to do stuff for them, right? Because most people are tuned into themselves.
Well, I guess we got to the bottom of that pretty quick, didn't we? Didn't have to dig real deep to get to those daddy issues. That shit's in the fucking 2 inches deep, man. That's a velociraptor skeleton in the Jurassic Park desert.
And for the most part, if they can't use you in some way, then most of the relationships are about using you, right? What could I use you for? And you got to ask yourself that too.
It really isn't.
Why are you here? What are we doing? What is this about? How is this moving my life forward? Right?
See, this is a because he's using a lot of language like, how does this move my life forward? What do you mean by that? Now, I know what he means by that, but what do you like I mean, it clearly means like the pursuit of capital. How is my financial situation? Again, a symptom directly out of capitalism, right? We're not maximizing happiness. We're maximizing like efficiency and that kind of shit. We're not maximizing happiness.
Right? What is this about? And most relationships are not of any they don't offer any real value in that.
Jesus Christ. Dude, my dad was a kind of a dick, but even he had friends, dude. Foxfur, thanks so much for following, dude. I don't think my dad really subscribed to this belief system. If you don't know anything about my dad, right winger, pretty right wing. Yeah, he once said that he thought George W. Bush should be king of America until he dies, because he's just the best president. George W. Bush. So anyway, my dad's dead, and he died pretty much estranged from me and my brother, because of the way he is, right? So, like, is that real? And like I think about him, and he was really disappointed in me because he used to work at a plant, part of the Dow system, one of these plants, and he would work 12-hour shifts, and we were pretty comfortable middle class when I was a kid, before my parents got divorced, and at like 16 or something, 15. And so he worked, hard, which is fine. You know, he always worked shift work. I never denigrated him for that. But he always valued it way more than like not working, so that he could have money when he retired. And then what fucking happened? He retired and he died at 60? 61? Like, that's awful. I'm sorry. That's not fucking awful. I'm really glad he died. Unless you were talking about something else. I'm genuinely relieved that this guy died because he was not a really good guy. But, what? I made a whole video about this, where it's, yeah. I think it's specifically important to me that that I talked about this in the video. It was really fucked up that like I was more, I didn't get to mourn the loss of a parent, and I feel like that was taken from me, and that's worse to me than any of the other stuff. Does that make sense? I don't know how I explained it better at the time because I was feeling it at the time. I don't feel it now at all. But yeah. What happened to his money? I ain't fucking getting any of it. He died a millionaire. Yeah. But I mean, like, what for what? He for the record, just so you guys know, my dad died a millionaire and I was left out of the will. And my grandfather has cut me out of a will that would have given me like $250,000. Just so you guys are aware. I've lived in abject poverty since I was like 15 until like, 6 years ago or whatever. Yeah. Well, left out of the will because of like they're fucking Republicans, dude. They're like bad people. So I'm left out of those wills. So here's what I'm saying. So like not first of all, thank you for your subscription. It helps a lot. But also yeah, I mean I didn't talk to that guy for a long time. And it was interesting. I'm seeing a lot of similarities in this sort of thing where like it was always like a pursuit of capital. And I really think like he wasted his life, dude. Like that sucks, right? What a bummer. Don't waste your life like that. And I don't. And I personally don't. Chase, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate that. It genuinely does help. Yeah, you feel about your dads the same way I feel about my grandfather, and hear you say it out loud really helps my guilt over. Thank you for speaking so frankly. Hey, no problem. You should check out my video on it. I'll find it. What? Wait, what? No? Maybe a single. Let me see. I have like a literal video on it. Who is actual Jake? That's a thing that happens. Let me just. I put it on here, didn't? Oh, you know what? I didn't. I put it on the Hannah and Jake channel, didn't I? Yeah. Here you go. It's right here. A lot of red in this video, I guess, but how is actual? There's a video. It's called "My Dad Died," and I think it's a good video. It only got 30,000 views, but it's a good video in my opinion. I really actually think it's super helpful. In fact, I kind of want to. It's a really good video. Only because I don't think anyone ever talks about it. So it's about 20 minutes long, 18 minutes. So check that out. Anyway, a lot of carryover for that. Not really about my dead dad. Quando es actual Jake? Doing pretty okay. Corn father. Lost my dad when I was young, and he was young too. But I remember him regretting not spending more time with his family. For everybody, like that's the number one regret everybody says, right? Like the number one regret of people in hospice and like that die is always, I should have spent more time doing things that made me happy. So try to do that. Try to do it. I don't know if I need to remake it. I could just re-upload it. Try to be, and obviously there's going to be challenges, and I'm incredibly privileged to be able to pursue it to a degree that I find more reasonable than before, when I had to I had to work at restaurants. I was working like 40 to 50 hours a week. I was going to school full time. And I was relatively poor, and it doesn't give you a lot of time to be fucking happy. But even then, I would make sure I took a vacation, even if it was a cheap vacation. I would make sure I got out, and I'd wait till tax return, and I'd take 2 days on a long weekend or something, and I would just leave, and I would do something, and I would make sure that I was whether it was a $15 gas bill and some takeout on a beach, which I've done recently. Not recently, but within the last year. We did that last year. We did it before COVID too. We go on adventures, do so just doing these little things that makes your quality of life increase. Not a ton, just a little bit. Just focusing every day on what's something I can do for me, and that's super important. It's as soon as I started doing that shit, I mean my fucking mental health got incredible. And I've never battled with depression or anxiety and stuff like that. So it's easier said than done. But just the grind is fucking draining on people, right? I used to get 4 hours of sleep a night, and now I'm upset if I only get 4 hours, right? Which happens from time to time. I still have a hard time sleeping though. But it's it's not self-serving to be happy. Yeah, I think people need to do that for themselves a little bit more, for sure. You gotta be happy, and sometimes you can't be, but
that way. So, but not everybody feels the same way, and I'm not saying this is an answer for everyone. Some people who are more extroverted, the value that they have in their relationship is that people lift them up. They need somebody to lean on, to suck on, to get their energy from.
To suck on?
These are extroverted people. They get energy from other people. And so for them, it's appropriate. It's fine. That's the way they live their life. They want to be around people. They love being around people, and that's okay. But I wouldn't have a judgment about it if I were you. You even to ask me if I view it as a weakness it doesn't even matter what I think. If there's no value in something, there's no reason to do it, right? Regardless of the judgment about it.
Yeah, but again, you need to identify where that comes from, right? If you're just an introvert, cool. But I don't need anybody else in my life to cope, dude. You're coping. So what are you coping with? And address the cope. It's super important. It's not fucked up to cope. Everybody copes. It's fucked up to let yourself just cope forever. Dumb. So dumb. I actually think that's harmful and counterintuitive and harmful feedback to give someone.
I think you're doing the right thing. And another thing my father would often talk about is how family is first. And you got your daughter, you got your wife, you got your dog, and you meet your family members. Who else do you need? Who else do you need? You really don't need anybody else. Right? It's good for men to be around other men to challenge us.
What? You know why I hang out with people? I hang out with the boys so I can fucking challenge them. I walk into a room and I go, "Are you a man?" And then they go, "Bro, I am a man." And then we do that at each other until one of us is the alpha. That's how it works. That's how it works. Arian's in chat right now. That's how we hang out. When we chill, we don't go "Oh, hey bro, what's up?" We don't talk about music. We don't talk about sports. We don't vibe with deep conversations. No. Our relationship is, who's the alpha? It's him, but it's still very close. I'm very close. Is there poo slinging in this challenge? No. That's scat play. We're not into that, okay?
And I think if you really want to like, because men are not born, masculinity is not born in a vacuum, and masculinity is not born around
I thought he was going to be based and say men are not born. I was like, true.
women. Masculinity is grown in the presence of masculinity, of men. Men only grow when they're around men.
Men only grow when they're around men? Wait, what? In what way? Define growth. Huh? You know when you're around the boys and you grow? You know what I'm saying? You get it. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Little, little. You get it.
And so to grow as a man, I think there's great value in maybe joining a sport, right? Maybe just like do
I'm 5'6" and have never been around a man. Why is that so funny to me? That's like the funniest comment I've ever read in my life. Why is that so fucking funny? Okay.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu or
You just hang out with the boys and do some BJJ together. You know what? I actually knew a guy. I knew a guy who had a friend, and the only reason he was his friend is so he could say, "I have a friend who knows capoeira." That guy was such a fucking beta, dude. Betas are real, okay? That's true. Betas are real. And every beta, this is 100% true. The only beta that actually exists is is one who thinks they're an alpha. Those are the real betas, okay? Someone who understands that they're just like, I'm not a very aggressive guy. I'm not going to be out here pounding my chest. You're not a beta. You're a fucking Chad, okay? You're Chad as fuck. If you just understand that you're not like a silverback gorilla, okay? A real alpha understands that. A beta is like pretending to be an alpha. Stop it. Stop it forever. What about sigmas? Sigmas are everybody are the cool ones, okay? The alphas that are actually alphas are sigmas. Now they're trying to call that a sigma. Well, I don't know what the fuck it's called. It doesn't matter. It's a joke.
Get a weightlifting partner. Like, we're not friends. We're just weightlifting partners. We challenge each other in the weight room, right?
Hey, bro, you want to get a beer after we lift weights?
Haramble.
No, motherfucker, that's gay. I'm not going to be sweaty and then drink a beer. Gay. Can't do that. Keen Ruckzug, thanks for following, dude. You came in at a weird time. It's always fucking posturing with these guys. Yeah, we're not friends. We're not friends, bro. We're not bros either, friend. And we're not friends, man. This guy, Jesus Christ. So weird, dude. Platonic man relationships can be non-toxic, but this guy is incapable.
You go to the gym, you work out together. Those are the relationships with men that I've always valued most. Is if we're training together, if we're in a sport together. It's not the side conversations. It's not the time, after the game. It's when we're doing what we're doing, and it's good to be around other men doing stuff.
You know what I'm talking about, huh? Good to be around men doing stuff. Oh, yeah? Oh, he's just describing common interests? Oh, I thought they were fucking. Never mind. I'm not interested anymore.
And so there's so many cool sports, man. I was looking into moss wrestling. I might start doing some moss wrestling.
Moss wrestling. Moss wrestling. What the fuck is moss wrestling? Image. What? Oh, MAS. Sorry, MAS. Okay. Okay. So here's Moss wrestling. I'm assuming you just pull on each other until one of you gives up. You just pull on each other until one of you gives up. 31 seconds. Wait, what the fuck? 295. Wait, what? $295 for a piece of wood? All right, bro. Calm down. I thought this was a video. Moss Wrestling promo. Arnold Sports Festival. Let's see about some Moss Wrestling, chat. Look at this. Okay, that's pretty long. All right, here we go. Grab and pull. Oh, you have like a stick. You gotta pull the stick. Oh wow. You know what's interesting? We used to do something like this. Look at those fucking manly boys. Look how fucking manly they are. Or girly. Or manly. I would have a significant advantage in this. Just gotta make sure you clamp good. I'm a heavy boy, though. So we used to do this thing in high school, which I actually really liked. Okay? It's sort of a tug of war, but not really. So you take your hand, right? You extend hands, and then we grab hands like this, right? Except I can't because I'm just a guy with normal hands. I don't have a reverse hand or it would work. And then you clasp hands, and then you each point with your finger like this. So imagine that you're grabbing my hand. We point with a finger like this. This is your lightsaber, and it's called Star Wars. And then you take this, and you have to poke the person while you're holding hands together. You have to poke the person with your lightsaber. You have to touch them somewhere other than their forearm. Like you can't do anywhere here. So you gotta get them somewhere on here. It's actually really fun. I was really fucking good at it in high school. I haven't played since, but it's called Star Wars. Do you think he just prioritizes masculinity, fitness, and discipline, and you don't? Okay, let's talk about this. Guy named Foxfur. Not a furry, but named Foxfur. Okay. Do you think he just prioritizes masculinity? Do I come across as particularly not masculine? This is a genuine question. Because I don't feel like someone would look at me or interact with me for a little bit of time and go, not what I'd consider masculine. Okay. Fitness. Okay. I used to be an athlete. I am no longer. Okay. And then discipline. I don't know what discipline means. He's not talking about discipline here. He's talking about having friends. You tend to take the feminine approach, whatever that means, are overweight, that's true, and have children's toys behind you. Those are not children's toys. What are you talking about? Quite beta in comparison. Okay, first of all, this is what I was talking about. Okay, all right. When you have to say to somebody else, right, you go, oh, those are children's toys, right? Do you know what's really fucking beta? Worrying about what other people think about your fucking possessions. Okay? Do you think a fucking alpha wouldn't display proudly his motherfucking red dragon? His dragon Zord? Look at that fucking dragon Zord behind me. That's fucking made of metal, bro. Okay? I have a Dungeon Master whiskey cup right here with rocks in it. This fucking whiskey rocks. I got this right here, this little thing right here, this elephant, to make fun of Republicans with. I got G Fuel back here, real gamer. I got some corn, salt, and pepper shakers, and I have this really dope globe decanter to put, guess what, more whiskey in. What it sounds like to me is that you're just fucking insecure, dude. You're just insecure. You're not masculine. I'm pretty fucking masculine, okay? Do you know how I know that? Look at me. I'm fucking masculine. All right? And that's okay. It doesn't bother me that you think I'm emasculine. It's irrelevant to me. I don't care. Right? It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts to me. Nuts to me. That you would be like, beta. And to be like confident. Like, what do you think? Maybe he just likes discipline more? He's saying that his dad said you're never going to have real friends in life. And then he's out loud saying that as if having friends is a bad thing. You're not masculine in comparison to the guy in the video. Yes, I am. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Our masculinities are comparable. I think you mean fitness, which is fine. He lifts heavies. I don't care. He can lift heavies. Did you know that lifting heavies isn't what makes masculinity? Like what? You have a very rudimentary idea of what masculinity is, and frankly, do you want to know 100%? Let's keep it 100, no cap. You know what? You know how those things work. I'm very Caucasian. You're insecure. And that's okay, dude. You get to be insecure. Here's the thing, though. This is what I want you to do, right? Because you're like, you're beta, whatever. I don't care. This is you projecting on me, right? I don't care about that. I'm fine with me. I'm very comfortable with who I am, right? I'm pretty happy with it. Like, do you think I'd be on here if I was insecure, right? I'm doing okay. Imagine if I was wearing the corn suit right now. This guy would be losing his fucking mind. What I think and genuinely believe and definitely know, okay? I think it, I believe it, and I know it. You are projecting your insecurities on how you believe masculinity should be perceived and given off, right? And if you don't meet those standards, you feel as though you will be emasculated. The fact that you feel like you can be emasculated means you're a beta. Sorry, dude. It's impossible to emasculate me. It is impossible to emasculate me. Which means you're the beta, which is nuts. Isn't that nuts? You should get more secure, dude. Try being more secure. I'm not really making fun of you. I'm making fun of you a little bit because you're kind of a douchebag. But also, like, you need to work on yourself. That's not to say I'm perfect. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I have things I can work on. Am working on. That's fine. We're always works in progress. But you coming into my chat and projecting your insecurity, I'm not insecure. A real secure person would definitely write, I'm not insecure, but thanks for the feedback. Okay, dude. That's okay. It's fine. But we both know you are, right? Like, and it's okay because we all have insecurities. So you need to understand where that manifests from. And you just need to work on that. I just think you need to self-assess a bit. And I think it might be scary for you, and that's okay, dude. It's scary for everybody. There's holes in his wall now. Yeah, he's gonna go punch a wall. I'm not fucking insecure! Kyle? Are you okay? Yeah, Mom. Someone just killed me in Warzone. It's okay, though. My KDA is nuts. Almost got the chopper upgrade. Anyway. See, I disagree. I don't think cutting your balls off is masculine. I don't think it's emasculating at all. Hopefully this can be a learning experience. Probably not, though. Like, let's be real. This guy came in with that kind of fucking energy into my chat, and you think he's going to come out and learn something? Nah, he's going to, there's no fucking way he's going to let that get through. Are you kidding me? Like, there's no fucking way. He's like, no, I'm fine. And then he's going to go die at 60 with his strange kids. If he ever has any. You know what I mean? Like, same shit.